Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Sim 500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series race. Here we are at Iowa Speedway for the 8th race of the season. 3 more to go after tonight here, folks. Now, super quickly here to get started, Larry Pace in the 00, currently fastest truck out here on single lap times. Then we got Tyler Dalton, Brian Macklin, Hamish Gallagher's back for the first time in a couple of weeks here. And then rounding out your top 5 is going to be Chad Coleman in the number 38 machine. And taking a look at points after last week, Tyler Dalton, after coming home inside the top 3 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, he took the points lead over Bobby Wetzel, who sits just outside the top 5 currently. He sits 6th quick. And there is 4 points separating those drivers. And then there's Derek Myers as well, who is 15 points out of the race lead. So those 3 are really the main contenders for the championship here this season. Let's go ahead and see if we can get an interview with anybody. Let's go ahead and get Chad Coleman here up in the booth. Hey Chad, Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, buddy. Well, right now you are sitting 5th on the single lap times here. How do you think your truck's going to handle long run? It seems like it's getting very loose on the short run, though.
Yeah, just trying too hard. Trying to run a lap. Trying to break in some new pedals. So, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Well, you had a good run last week at Atlanta. What do you feel about your chances to maybe get a win here tonight?
Pretty good. It'll be hard to beat Macklin. Macklin's really good here, but I hang with him. We'll be all right. But like I said, I was breaking in some new pedals is pretty much the reason I ran this race. So, we're just here to try to learn a little bit.
Alright, man. Well, good luck tonight, and hopefully you can come out with a win here.
Yep, thanks, man.
Alright, we got enough time. Maybe we'll go ahead and get another interview if we can. Let's get Bobby Wetzel here. Hey Bobby, Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Alright, man. Well, your number 9 Superflow Chevrolet is currently sitting 6th in the practice boards. How do you think you're going to be able to get here and qualify? Where do you think you'll start the race here tonight?
If I don't spin it out, I'm hoping for a top 5, but it's getting loose at the start of a run, coming off the corner, so I don't know. I might try to push it a little too hard, and I might loop it.
Well, we got 100 laps here tonight. How do you think the tires are going to be? Do you think it's going to be a one-stopper or two-stop race?
Well, on fuel, it should just be a one-stop race. Tires, just depends if guys push too hard and destroy their tires, and if they decide they want to come in for that extra set. It'd be really interesting to see if they'll be able to overcome the time they lost, but it'll be interesting.
Now, on a personal scale, how do you feel about Iowa? Do you like the track? Do you think it's fun to race at, or do you hate it?
I like Iowa. It's just there's been so many changes with either the tire model, the car's physics, the tracks itself. It seems like every time we come here, we get a different track. So it's difficult knowing the track.
Alright, man. Well, good luck here tonight. Hopefully you can keep up with Tyler and keep that points lead close between you two.
That's very good of you.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, in 1 second. Driver chat is not muted. So, let me go ahead and do that for you, yeah? Wait. It said something. Okay, I was just making sure it's saved. Alright. Right now, Macklin 3rd still. Nothing much has changed for that. But the sun is starting to go down here at Iowa Speedway. So we're about to get race number 8 in the books. It's going to be 100 laps, like I just mentioned here. And then next week there will be an off week before we return to Daytona for race number 9 on the 9th day of the 9th month of the year, ironically. But I think we're going to have some good racing here tonight at Iowa. Should be a fun one to watch here. So let's get ready for qualifying and see what happens here. Let's see if we can beat the NASCAR Xfinity race in completion. So we got 8 seconds left here of practice. Bobby trying to go out for one more quick lap. Not going to be able to do it though. And he's going to get kicked out. Boom. Alright, well let's see. Who do you think is going to get on the pole here tonight, folks? Go ahead, put your picks down in the chat below. Bobby Wetzel already going out here to set his laps here in qualifying. We'll keep an eye on this number 9 here. See where he can get. Now, everyone, we saw a lot of cars getting loose on corner exit here. So, everybody has to manage their trucks to make sure they don't get loose and snap around on them. It's going to cost them time if it does. Even if you save it, it's going to cost you time. Let's see, lap number 1 looking good so far. Going to run a little high, just trying to get some heat in these tires right now. So you can maybe push it a bit more here on lap number 2. Right now he's the only driver to set a lap. Oh, Larry Pace goes top of the board, 23.329. Bobby running the bottom here. Second lap is looking good so far. If he can get a little bit more pace out of it, what's it going to be? 23.595. Not a lot faster, sadly. Meanwhile, here's the driver of the number 38 Toyota Tundra, Chad Coleman. At the line, 23.465. It is going to better his lap time. I'll put him up to second on the board. Hamish Gallagher going into turn number 3 and 4 now. Currently sits 5th. Where is he going to be now? Did not improve on the lap time there. Dalton starting his qualifying laps here. Lap number 1 is in session. Currently, top 5 is Larry Pace, Chad Coleman, Jerry West, Thomas Lewandowski, and Hamish Gallagher. And Dalton's going to bring it back into the pits here. Dustin German on his second lap. What's he going to get? 23.5 flat. That'll be good enough for 5th. Big jump there for the 11 Ford. Alright, Tyler's come back out now. Let's see what he can get here in his number 19 machine. And that'll put an end to lap number 2. Or no, lap number 1 rather. So what can he do here on his one and only timed lap? Going into 3. This is a 8.8 of a mile short track here. 23.345, good enough for P number 2. Not quite the pole. About 200ths off, give or take. Here's the Winn-Dixie number 60, John Hickman Jr. Currently in 10th, looking to better his lap. Last lap was a 23.614. To break the top 5, he needs to break the 0.4 barrier. And can he do it? 23.685. Slower there. I think guys are not... I don't think going down to the apron like that is faster. Hasn't really seemed to work yet. Jerry West sitting on the end of pit road. And then that's everybody right now. So we're going to go ahead and get this race underway. It looks like Larry Pace in his series debut is going to be sitting on pole here tonight. And he might be a contender here tonight for sure. Got 25 seconds left here in qualifying before we'll move into the race. 100 laps. Should only be one pit stop for these drivers here tonight. And I'm going to guess that's going to be around lap 50 or so. Alright. It is time to look at today's starting lineup for the Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series. On your front row here tonight, it's going to be Larry Pace in the 00 with Tyler Dalton on the outside pole here at Iowa. And then in row number 2, we have Chad Coleman starting third in car number 38. Talked to him before. Only here to break in the new pedals. Might have a good run here regardless, though. Jerry West, he's going to start fifth in car number 86. And we got Thomas Lewandowski rounding out your top 5, with Dustin German barely missing out on a front 5 position here by 5 thousandths of a second. Row number 4, we have Brian Macklin in the number 30. Not a great qualifying run for him, but he'll probably make up that time here on the long run. And follow that up with Hamish Gallagher in car number 22. It's been a minute since we've seen him here in the series. And then we got Bobby Wetzel starting 9th here tonight with a 23.593, and Brad Allison rounding out your top 10. Row number 6 here tonight is going to be John Hickman Jr. in the Winn-Dixie number 60, with Wesley Donaldson in truck number 90 starting 12th. Row number 7 is going to be Kevin Stone in the 77 starting 13th, with Ron Hollifield in car number 1 starting 14th. In row number 8 here we have Jose Medina in the 24 with Christopher Spencer on his outside in car number 6. In row number 9, we have Rich Jett in the 36 machine with Steve Herring on his outside in the 98. And then rounding out the field, we have Joe Sloniker in car number 21 and George Rincon in the 57. So that is the entirety of tonight's starting lineup here at Iowa Speedway. For race number 8 of the season, as it comes to a close, the third segment of 2022. This field will start to pace. Wide angle here at Iowa Speedway. Beautiful scenic track. Really wish that they still raced here in real life. Totally not being biased, because Iowa is honestly like one of my favorite tracks. And beautiful sunset in the background too. We've got a fantastic evening of racing here tonight, folks. Now, normally it's a 2 to green sort of deal here at these short tracks, but I don't know if they are going to set it to go down a lap or what, but we'll see. And no, we're going to go do the full 2 laps of pacing here, which is fine. We have 100 laps. Pit stops are going at lap 50 or so. It's looking a little warm out there, not too bad. It could be worse. It could be like 100 degrees outside, and with the track time of like 179. So it's not that bad here in Newton, Iowa. I don't know why that's been popping up on my screen all week. That command prompt thingy. I don't know what it is, how to get it off, but it only pops up for about a second, so hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. And everything is smooth sailing from here. Now, moving on here, the iRacing.com pace truck is going to be pulling off the speedway here. And it's going to be the 00 of Larry Pace and Tyler Dalton leading the field to green. Here we go. into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out at Iowa. Race number 8 is underway. And here comes Larry Pace out of turn 4, leading lap number 1 here tonight. It's further back we have Lewandowski and Hamish Gallagher side by side here for what I think is the 6th position. When Dustin German now gonna fall back to 6th. He might take, or Hamish rather, might take the 5th position here. The momentum's going to go to the outside lane here. It's going to definitely become a one-lane track towards the end of the race, as Hamish will take that 5th spot, almost clear him. He does clear him, but now he's going to take 4th from Jerry West very early on in the race. Already, Hamish Gallagher up a couple of spots here tonight. But battle for the race lead, and Tyler Don's on the inside of Larry Pace for the race lead, and he'll take it. Wasn't able to clear yet. The 00 running up almost in the 3rd groove there. Meanwhile, Tyler, he's running all the way down on the apron, and Pace is going to take it back here on lap number 4. As now that number 19 on under heavy fire from Chad Coleman, and Hamish Gallagher just behind him. Side by side for 2nd into turn 1. That bottom lane may just be too loose to really get a lot of grip. You can't really power down and get a run. Sort of like Homestead, if you will, where that bottommost lane is too loose to really get a run. Looks like we had an incident here on the front stretch. I don't know who it was or what happened here. Go through the field a bit here is the Winn-Dixie number 60. I don't know why that's so fun to say, but it just is. He's side by side with Bobby Wetzel there in the number 9. John Higman Jr. trying to hold on to a top 10 spot here. And Bobby, he's trying to still get as a lot of points as he can. Had to check up out of the exit. Kevin Stone right in front of that number 9 machine. Not good for him. He is now side by side with Wesley Donaldson for 10th. As Higman will take that 9th spot in the 60 car. 3 wide here for the top 10 position. Kevin Stone's going to back out, leave the 24 in a bit of a pickle there. He almost hit the wall. And now Bobby Wetzel's up to 11th. Jose Medina there, the 24, trying to get up inside the top 10. He's got a little bit more work to do, though. Right now, Tyler Dalton, he has been falling back. Started 2nd, he's down 5 spots since the restart. Not looking, oh no, since the start of the race, rather. A little further up, looks like Hamish Gallagher is looking on to take over 2nd here from Chad Coleman. He'll slide in front of Thomas Lewandowski there. And number 20, Chevrolet, new sponsors on that Lewandowski machine. Jerry West holding off that 11 of Dustin German. And now Lewandowski, he's trying to get inside the top 3 here tonight. Side by side, Chevy versus Toyota. Slide job for Hamish. Not quite able to clear, though. Everything's all singled it out now. It looks like that bottom lane you just cannot get a run on whatsoever. But right now, up at the front, it's Larry Pace leading the field here at Iowa Speedway. Wesley Donaldson and Bobby Wetzel in a heated argument for 10th here. Bobby really needs to get some speed going for him. He's got that momentum, 2 wins in the season already. Had a solid run last week at Atlanta, but just not able to get inside the top 10 here today And that is what he needs to do. Not, well, no. He needs to do more than a top 10, if I'm honest. We know that Tyler Dalton has a lot of good pace here at any track he goes to. He has a lot of talent in that Kirkwood number 19 machine. So you really have to outpace Tyler Dalton week in, week out, and that's not easy to do. But right now, Tyler Dalton, or Wesley, jeez, okay, hold on. Bobby Wetzel, rather. He has taken the 10th spot over Wesley Donaldson and Kevin Stone on looking in 11th and 12th. Can the number 9 run down John Hickman Jr. here? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the 11 and the 30, Brian Macklin and Dustin German may be trying to get around the number 19 right now. He is not that far behind the 86 of Jerry West either, so those four rather, are probably going to be in a close battle here soon as Macklin, he's going to make the dive into turn number 1, trying to advance into the 7th position side by side out of 2. Not able to make it stink here, he's going to have to set it back up. Let's see if we can go ahead and get some on board here on the number 30. As you can see here, he's just not able to get a run on the number 11 K&N Ford F-150. Dalton's still running the bottom lane. We're now 18 laps into the race here at Iowa Speedway. Macklin once again going to try the bottom. Going to get nearly right on the quarter panel of the number 11. A lot of cars kind of checked up there. There's 4 cars all in a center, all in a bunch here. So there's not a lot of room to go around for everybody. A little further back, George Rincon and Brad Allison side by side. Allison will take that position. 17th and 18th there. Back up front, this battle here for 5th on to 9th, or 5th on to 8th rather. Looks like potential problems for Hickman there. A lot of rear end damage for the number 60. Whatever happened to him? This might have happened a long time ago here. Okay, so it looks like he was running the top lane. Bobby was able to clear him. And then he just got up into the wall in front of Kevin Stone there. That's about all that happened. Dustin German, Brian Macklin currently 7th and 8th here in the running order. Still behind Tyler Dalton, a little spaced out. Wetzel runs 9th right now. So as it stands, Dalton would extend his point lead by about 5 more points, I think. No, 3. I don't know. No, 4. 4 or 5. Something around that number. I don't know if he got a bonus point for leading a lap. I think he did. So it's around 4 or 5 more. So it's either 8 points the difference now or 9. I wonder if we'll start seeing the lights come on here soon. I wonder if they already are, though, actually. Yeah, they already are on. I feel stupid now, but that's okay. Look at Thomas Lewandowski holding on to 3rd. Having a great run here tonight. It's been a very up and down season for this number 20 team. Seeing him running well really is going to help their momentum into the next week or so. Next couple of weeks. But right now, still up at front, it's Larry Pace putting on a clinic here at Iowa Speedway. So far has led the opening 25 laps here Let's see what happens towards the latter stages of the race. They can hold on to get it done here, or if it's going to be a surprise winner. Chad Coleman, he isn't really all that far behind, although he is 1.2 seconds. I mean, that number hasn't really changed a whole lot between now and a couple of laps ago. So it's very iffy on who's faster right now. Yeah, this past lap, they ran very, very identical lap times between the two drivers, and then third place, a tenth off. And then Hamish, quicker than the leaders, as usual for that number 22, though. I mean, you just can't make a pass. Like I said, it's going to become a very one-laney, if you will. There's only going to be one real good racing lane, and that's going to be that top groove where you can get the runs on corner exit, and not the runs you may be thinking of. Like, these things are monstrous. As you can see, Jerry West is going to pull off from the 22 machine. Keep chugging along. 38 at Chad Coleman runs second. Lewandowski third. Jerry West fourth. And Hamish Gallagher fifth. Brian Macklin, Tyler Dalton, Dustin German, Bobby Wetzel rounding out your top 9, and Kevin Stone in 10th. Rich Jett might be taking this position here soon, boys. Let's keep an eye on this battle for the top 10. Rich Jett in the red and black number 36 currently sits 11th, while the 77 is in that final top 10 position. He's going to get on his quarter panel here so he can be able to make a move here into turn 1. They're side by side here. We'll dive down into turn number 1. Rich Jett will clear. He is now inside the top 10. But Kevin Stone might be on the comeback here. He's going to try to do the same move, except in turn 3 and 4, but he's not able to make it stick. Rich Jett has position, and he is faster by about a tenth over car number 77, so I would expect him to start to pull away a bit here. Brian Macklin trying to get around Lewandowski here as Jerry West, he took over the third spot while we were down watching the battle for 10th. Side by side, Macklin on the top, Lewandowski on the bottom. Macklin gonna pinch him and clear. He will take 4th. Still a big chunk of cars from like 8th, 3rd to 8th. And then there's Chad Coleman in a whole nother world. In that last lap, Coleman was faster than Larry Pace here tonight. For the first time, a tenth quicker. It's been a very, once again, another up and down season for the 38. Defending series champion, not running full time. Hasn't had a lot of great runs recently. And 2 cars are in the pits. It's going to be Wesley Donaldson and John Hickman Jr. there. Car number 90 and car number 60, respectively. So now Tyler Allen, he's going to make a move on Hamish. And he'll take it. He moves back into 6th. And now looks like Dustin German may be trying to make the move as well. But he can't really slide up in front of the 22 like the 19 could. There's not a hole there like there was. As we get closer to the halfway mark, these guys are battling it out side by side for the 7th position here on the speedway. The track is starting to cool down, I'd imagine. Oh no, it's actually heating up more. I'd imagine that since the sun's going down, it would have cooled down, but no. Somehow it heated up. The gap is now down to under a second, slowed up by the 21 there for Chad Coleman. Larry Pace might be in trouble here soon. Coleman found something, running about 2/10 quicker than the 00 Toyota Tundra. So let's see what happens here. I don't know if Chad Coleman will be able to make a move before pit stops happen. But we're just going to have to wait and see. You have to wait to see, rather, what happens between the 00 and the 38. Gap is consistently staying around 1 second now, though. No one else has pitted yet. 40 laps into the run here. Jerry West all over the back bumper of Brian Macklin, man. And now he'll peel off there. Right now it's Larry Pace at the helm of this thing. We're going to go ahead, take a break. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Virtual Racing Network. Pit stops probably going to be closing in here in just a few laps. So we got a lot of lap traffic coming into play here. It's John Hickman Jr. there on in the 60 machine trying to get one of his 2 laps back here under green flag, as well as Wesley Donaldson there in the number 90 Worldwide Express machine. Been a bit of a passive race, as it has been this week, as here comes Larry Pace down pit road. Chad Coleman, he's gonna stay out. Looks like Larry is one of the first he's the only leader to come down, and Lewandowski, he's gonna bring it down pit road. Is anybody else Does not look like it. Everyone else is staying out. So no more takers on pit road. And right now, Brian Macklin, 0.3 of a second quicker than Chad Coleman right now. So he sits second. This is some big time that number 30 is gaining on Coleman here. Now, since this is a short track, everybody's going to go a lap down here when they take their pit stops. But don't worry, guys. They will get their laps back when they come back out of the... when everybody comes to pit road, that is. So right now, Coleman's still out. Dustin German, he's going to bring his car down pit road. Along with Ron Hollifield, that makes two more. Kevin Stone, George Rincon came down. Who is going to be next as the field heads into turn number 3? Let's see here. No new takers this lap. Some guys might be running all the way until they are empty. I mean, that's what I would do, honestly. Run it dry. As it looks like, here comes Steve Herring. He's going to bring her down pit road in the 98 machine. So right now, top 8 still need to come down pit road. Actually, once Joe Sloniker passes, actually, no. He's already one lap down, never mind. He still has to pit. Hamish Gallagher, he's going to bring it down pit road here. So now it is the top 7 still needing to come down pit road. Big chunk of cars here. Look at how quickly Brian Macklin has closed the gap. Here comes Ron Hollifield. Huge head of steam there. There are going to be 3 wide. Macklin in the middle. Like Malcolm in the middle, but Macklin, you know, because it's funny. There goes Ron Hollifield. He'll get his lap back quickly and easily. Well, one of his 2 laps back, actually. But right now, Coleman under heavy fire from the number 30 Navy Toyota. So he is trying to take the lead back, be the 4th different leader of this race. Tyler Dalton, he's going to bring her down pit road here. And now it's down to the top 6 drivers to pit. Bobby Wetzel, 3rd. Rich Jett, 4th. Jose Medina, 5th. And Rich Jett might be bringing it down. Nope, never mind. He's keeping it out. Closing in on lap number 60 on this fuel run here, folks. There's Larry Pace there. As he is trying to get his lap back. He's already nearly 10 laps into this run. As here on this lap, he'll come to lap number 9. Larry should cycle to the race lead still. However, I don't know. I think I don't know. He's probably gonna have a fairly big lead over the rest of the field here. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't know what to expect here once pit cycles are over and done with. So now it's down to the top 5 needing to come down pit road. Brad Allison, he's going to bring his car down pit road. These 3 are 3 wide here. Jose Medina in the middle. He is on the lead lap. Still needs to come down pit road. But right now, Coleman, he's going to bring it down pit road on lap number 60. And Macklin will take the race lead. 4 cars left to make the call into pit road. And it looks like Jose is going to stay out another lap or 2 here. right now, Macklin, he's going to bring it down pit road on lap number 61. Will Bobby Wetzel do the same? No, he's not. He's going to stay out. What about Jose Medina? He's making the call. He's bringing it down pit road. That leaves Bobby Wetzel, the last car to pit. Actually, wait, no, Rich Jet, he's also still out. Almost didn't see his name there. So it's down to Bobby Wetzel, Rich Jet. And it looks like Bobby might bring it down this time. Yes, he will. Pit from the first position. Now, what will Rich Jet do? He brings her down. Everybody is pitted now. Larry Pace is going to have a huge lead now over the rest of the field. Got a 1.3 second lead over Jerry West, for sure. We already have that number. But that's about all we have. Lewandowski sets third, Dustin German fourth. And these guys are 15, 17 laps into a run already. All but. So the first truck with freshest tires, it's going to be Brian Macklin in 7th. With the most freshest tires inside the top 10 here. Probably soon be Bobby Wetzel here in 8th. Gets out just in front of Chad Coleman. He's right behind him there. About 2 lap tire difference between those two drivers. And right now, Larry Pace back up front. Jerry West is about a 1.8 second gap between him and Thomas Lewandowski in gaining. However, Lewandowski has some company here. Jose Medina stuck a lap down. Not good for his number 24 machine. Very loose out of turn 4 too. He almost got spun there by himself. Chad Coleman gets around Bobby Wetzel for 10th. The gap is about 0.8 of a second between the 19 and the 30. So feeling Tyler Dalton might have some company here shortly. Currently Macklin's about 0.2 quicker than Dalton. Just have to play this one by ear. But right now Larry Pace leading the field by 2.2 seconds is the gap between the first and second place drivers. And that's only going to get bigger as the run goes on. Now currently Tyler Dalton is slightly gaining on your race leader, but not a lot. 6 seconds is a lot of ground to make up at a short track. However, if it was Atlanta again, I'd say it might be doable, but this is not Atlanta. This is not how it was last week, at least. But we're coming around to 30 laps to go here soon. Not this time by, but the following time. Larry Pace, he's been dominant ever since the drop of the green flag. And Lewandowski as well. He's had a fantastic run tonight in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series. See where everybody else is right now. Bobby Wetzel closing in the gap to Chad Coleman here. Like I mentioned before, 2 laps is the difference on their tires. So we now are officially 30 laps to go here at Iowa Speedway. Side by side now for 9th. Wetzel, when he pitted, was around 7th or so, I believe. So he's looking to make some ground up here. Ron Hollifield sticking it out tough here. He's still inside the top 10. He wasn't before pit cycle, but now he is. But I don't see how much longer that he can hold on to it. Three seconds separates your leader in second place. 1 second between second and third. And between Tyler Dalton, it's now 5 seconds the gap. So he gets around Hamish Gallagher there for sixth. So wait, I think Hamish was already behind him. So Hamish might be trying to get around him. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but does Brian Macklin there, he moves up to fourth. He is only 4 seconds off your race leader. He is 13 lap fresher tires than the 00 machine, so he might be able to make the ground up and get the job done here at Iowa Speedway. So he takes over third here in that number 30 Navy Toyota Tundra. Keep an eye on that number 30 and the time delta thingy-mabobber. He is going to try to work his way up to the front of this field for sure. A little further back, Bobby Wetzel, Chad Coleman still battling it out here for 8th and 9th. I don't know who to give the advantage to right now. Give it to Bobby Wetzel. Look at the run he just got there out of turn number 2. He'll take it all the way down to the bottom. He'll slide up in front of Coleman. Not quite. Almost a slide job, like a half slide job. So it's like a slide. No job. We're approaching closer to the 20 laps remaining here. Tyler Dalton here trying to get around that number 11. 3 seconds continues to be the gap. They're starting to run very similar lap times. This could be danger for the number 30, Brian Macklin. 2.8 now the gap, 2.9, 2.3, 3.0 rather. It's hard to tell where Macklin gains time, and I think it's whenever Larry enters the corner. Half a second faster that lap for the number 30. I almost said 20. Lewandowski, speaking of 20, he sits fourth just ahead of Tyler Dalton, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold that position for a lot longer here. Dalton trying to rally his way forwards. As well as further back, Wetzel still trying his hardest to get around Chad Coleman for 8th. 2.3 seconds separates your leader and Brian Macklin. And I think I saw at least 3 lapped cars in the way of him. But right now, Jose Medina running in that number 24 car. He sits 13th. I think he may have had a little trouble on pit road. That got him stuck a lap down. He's trying to get a lap back, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Gap is now under 2 seconds here. I think there's only now 2 trucks in between Macklin and Larry. Jose Medina and Kevin Stone, the 2 trucks in between them. But right now, the 24 up in the outside wall a bit there. Looks like Bobby might have another shot at Coleman. Nope. The telemetry went back up again. It gets close and then it gets further away. 17 laps to go here at Iowa. Larry Pace, it seems like he has this one in the bag. However, look what's 1.5 seconds behind him on 13 lap fresher tires. None other than Brian Macklin of all people. 1.3 seconds back right now. Now, catching someone and passing them, two different things. You can gain 10 seconds in a single lap, but you may not be able to pass them. Especially with how this track is right now. It's very, like we've said time and time again, there's really only one lane to make a move, but I think we've seen it work from time to time. And Bobby Wetzel finally gets around Chad Coleman. Took him about 37 years there, but he finally did it. Meanwhile, there's only one car in between Macklin and Larry Pace for the race lead. Can Macklin get to him and get the job done with just 14 laps to go here at the line? You can see the race leader just up ahead. Wait. What happened? Did he just give him the race lead there? Oh. He had contact with the 24. We could barely see. It was just like out of our vision on the nose camera there. But Macklin, he took the race lead. He's probably going to run away with it here. He's probably going to pass Jose Medina here in a few seconds. But right now, look at the run that number 30 has. Coming to 11 to go. 10 to go next time around. It's been a pretty not so eventful night here. No caution. It's been caution free. It's been a very clean race here at Iowa Speedway. Started in the day and now it is nighttime. It's time for bed here as we come to 10 laps to go here in the 8th race of the Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series season. The third segment of the 2022 part, section, season thing, whatever you want to call it. With the laps winding down, Larry Pace has about a 1 second deficit to Brian Macklin's number 30 Toyota Tundra. 9 laps to go now. Brian Macklin, like I mentioned, he hasn't had the greatest season this year, but he's looking to turn that around tonight. Doesn't have a whole lot of starts, only 2. Only one of them was a top 10 finish, and that was last week at Atlanta. He led 12 laps, finished second. Well, let's see. Is he going to get the win here tonight? Give him like 8 more laps, 7 more laps, and he'll give you an answer. As right now, there's 7 laps to go here at Iowa Speedway. Tyler Dalton sitting third right now. Chad Coleman got back around Bobby Wetzel and pulled away a bit. Almost a second. And right now, as it stands, Jerry West holds on to the last top 5 spot. And as I say that, there's a battle back here for 5th between Lewandowski and West. And Dustin German is going to be 3 wide here on the pack stretch almost. This is the battle for the final top 5 finishing position. We already got 5 laps to go. I wonder how this battle is going to play out for these drivers. Side by side for the 11 and the 20 now. 86, I think he might have kissed the wall a bit. And now German down to the bottom. He's trying to take 5th. Slide job for Durman. He gets it done. He makes the pass, but can he hold it? Yes, he does. 4 laps to go here at Iowa. Dustin German with the slide job for 5th. Full in-house for the race lead. Speaking of the race lead right now, Brian Macklin has a 1.5 second lead in gaining. That number is almost up to 2 seconds now. But currently, Dustin German has that final top 5 spot. But here, Brian Macklin at a turn before, he's going to bring us to 2 laps to go here at Iowa Speedway. He hasn't dominated by any means, but he has done a fantastic job over the long run in that number 30 machine to be in the position where he is now. And here he comes. Brian Macklin in the number 30 Navy Toyota Tundra. He's going to bring us to the white flag. 1 more lap to go in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series here at Iowa Speedway. As he heads down the backstretch for the final time tonight. Into 3 and 4. It's going to be win number 1 on the season for Brian Macklin. He gets the job done at Iowa. A caution-free event turns into an upset winner almost for Brian Macklin. Got it done on the long run. And here, Brian Macklin, he's going to burn it down big time here at Iowa Speedway. Very quick burnout there for Macklin. Go ahead, give everybody a couple minutes here to get into the waiting room. What a race that was here tonight, folks. Caution free for the first time this season. Alright, we got Macklin down in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and get him. Hey Brian, Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. You get yourself a win here in Iowa. You did pretty good over the long run. Did you think your pitch strategy was the only reason you were able to get the win here tonight?
Well, I knew I was going to have to do something different after I messed up in qualifying. I didn't expect to qualify 7th in that race. I was really thinking I was going to qualify somewhere in the top 3, so I knew I was going to have to do something different. But I don't know. I heard that Larry spun out coming out of the pits, or almost spun out coming out of the pits and lost a little bit of time, so that definitely probably changed the dynamic. But I've always liked the run long strategy and hope that you don't get caught with a caution, and it worked out.
Well, you had a fantastic night here tonight, and I'm trying to pull up the results to see how many laps you led, but we only had 1 pit stop, no cautions. Were you expecting this race to be as caution-free?
Oh yeah, whenever we run here at Iowa, it's usually a pretty clean race. So I pretty much went into it with the mindset of we would probably go caution free or only have 1 caution at the very most. This is a really fun track with multiple racing grooves and the ability to really kind of move around. when you have a track like that, you tend to get away from the other cars or other trucks in this race, and kind of keeps it pretty clean.
All right. Well, next week, or well, not next week, but the following week, we return to Daytona. I mean, can't really predict anything for that track, but do you think you'll be able to contend for the win there next week?
Yeah, it's all about missing the wreck and being there at the end when it matters the most. Yeah, I like to believe I'm pretty decent at the super speedways, but it's like I said, it's a gamble. You just never know.
All right, Brian. Well, is there any shout outs or thanks you'd want to give out to anyone here tonight?
Yeah, man, gotta thank you for doing the broadcast. It's pretty cool to get to go back and watch these things. Gotta thank all the sponsors here at Sim500. Gotta thank my Cup Series sponsor on Monday nights, Transervice Logistics, for being on the car, and the American Lung Association. That's a pretty near and dear cause for my family, so happy to promote them when I can. And all the admins here at Sim500 for doing what they do.
All right, man. Well, have a good rest of your week and enjoy the break, and we'll see you at Daytona.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, now let's get runner-up finisher Larry Pace up in the booth. Hey, Larry, Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
10-4. How you doing tonight, Sean?
Doing good, man. You put on a great show in that 00 machine, but you weren't able to get it done in the end. Didn't help that you had lap traffic like all around you towards the end of the run. Did you think that really hindered your chances of holding off Macklin?
It certainly didn't help. I got doored by a lapper at one point and lost what I had left of my lead. I was probably going to have to fight Brian in vain for a little bit, but it would have been nice to try. The big thing that hurt me was off a pit road on fresh tires. I almost self-spun, just not used to all that rotation and grip, and that cost me the most time, so I really threw it away there.
Well, either way, you still had a good showing here tonight at Iowa. What do you think you could have done differently towards the end there, obviously, other than almost spinning out on pit road that maybe would have given you maybe a bigger lead?
That's the biggest thing for sure. Around the lap traffic, I'm not sure what more I could have done. I maybe could have let that one gentleman go that was trying to get by me and ended up dooring me, but you know, you don't want to give up any time when you're leading and you think the guy would give you a little slack. So in retrospect, hindsight 2020, I would have let him go probably and tried to hang on, but not much more I could have done. I don't think Brian and those guys did a good job with their strategy tonight.
All right, well, in 2 weeks' time, we return at Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be a plate race. You can't really predict anything that's going to happen there except for the big one. So, what do you think you're going to try to do for that race?
If I make it, I'll wait around in the back, let them crash a little bit, and then try to make a late race surge. See how that goes.
All right, man. Well, is there any shout-outs or thanks you'd want to give out to anyone here tonight?
Well, everybody at Sim500, Steve Herring, for getting me in there kind of last minute. Practice was up, and I had Thomas Lewandowski reach out and kind of see if I could run tonight. They got me in last minute. Really appreciate that. But it's been a little while since I run at Sim500, and it's nice to be back, and it's nice to see some old faces, some old names. But yeah, thank you to everybody at Sim500, and thank you, Sean, for broadcasting tonight.
All right, man. Well, have a good rest of your week. Enjoy the break, and we'll see you next week at Daytona, hopefully.
Take care.
You too. All right, now we'll go ahead and get runner-up finisher Tyler Dalton, last but not least. Hey, Tyler, Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
All right, well, you had a pretty quiet night for you, but you still came in with a solid top 3 finish as usual, and you extended your points lead. You now have a 9-point lead over your championship rival, if you will, of Bobby Wenzel. So, how do you think your night went in your eyes?
Acceptable. I thought maybe we had a chance to come out there with a win in that race, but racing Larry there in the beginning got a little bit loose, being stuck on the bottom. And then I sort of split the strategies there with the pit stops. Probably pitted either a little bit too early or a little bit too late, and it just pretty much put us in the third there. Couldn't do much to gain or lose from that. So definitely good points day. But I felt like if I I'd either pitted earlier or later, I could have got up there and got second. Maybe even been up there with Macklin, but just lost a lot of track position. Like I had that slide there early on.
Yeah, I noticed you had started to kind of fall back towards the beginning of the first run, then you started gaining a few more positions towards the end of it. What lane do you think was better to run on the long run? Do you think it was like that middle lane, top lane, or the bottom lane?
It seemed like you wanted to run sort of the bottom in 1 and 2 and the top in 3 and 4. And I'd mostly practiced running the middle most of the way around, maybe bottom in 1 and 2 and middle in 3 and 4. So I had to sort of make an adjustment to run that top lane. But yeah, just losing the track position there when I had the little tiny slide there really made the difference because it's just so hard to pass here. It just took so much time in order to make up the spots that I lost with that little slip.
All right, man. Well, is there any shout-outs, things you'd want to give out to anyone here tonight?
Just want to thank all my Sim500 teammates. We all had a pretty good race tonight. Once again, I got the in memory of Todd Kirkwood scheme on the truck. I was hoping to put in victory lane for him, but maybe we'll try Sunday night. Just want to thank you for doing the broadcasting.
All right, man. Well, enjoy the rest of the week. Good luck Sunday, and enjoy the break as well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning into tonight's broadcast. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys Tuesday night back with the Sim500 Super Speedway Series at Daytona. We're back at Talladega.